Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the Sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Celebrating over 2 decades of consecutive broadcasts on the great game of horse racing in Las Vegas, the Race Day Las Vegas show thanks all of our listeners and sponsors for your appreciated support.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program for this cold Wednesday here in Las Vegas. We welcome you. We come to you live and direct from the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino here on the fabulous strip in your gaming capital, Las Vegas, Nevada. And, of course, everybody should know by now that you go to YouTube, go to South Point Studio, sign up and be a subscriber. It is free, and we're all set and ready to go. We also have an entire bevy of platforms that you can get us at. For example, our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. Let's go there and you can hear the show streaming. Of course, you can also go to the phone apps that you can get, KSHP phone apps. You put it on your devices and you can hear us now on your iPhones or your Androids. The app, KSHP app, because we are here in Las Vegas at our AM and FM radio station anchors at Sports Talk 1400 AM as well as 107.1 FM. And, of course, anyway, you get your podcasting as well. So we got you coming and going. However, just find the platform that you like and do it. But we suggest that you get to YouTube and go to South Point Studio and subscribe, and you can also see our guests and our handicappers as well. So we welcome you to the show today on this Wednesday as we kick off another week covering thoroughbred racing, Las Vegas style, of course. And all I could say is just cold here. I know it's cold all over the nation. I know there's been blizzards and snow all over the nation in most parts of the nation. We all know that, and that's going to be affecting the track conditions at a lot of racetracks around the country this week because the storms are just making their way through from the west as the jet stream goes right through the East Coast. And, of course, down in Florida, it's getting a lot of rain. As a matter of fact, today, Tampa Bay is already off the turf. We'll wait and see about Gulfstream Park. We have Jonathan Hardoon with us today. He's ready for a soapbox. We told you we'd do that on Sunday, so Jonathan is ready there. And, of course, we'll have John Lendo later. Jerry Jackowitz and both Rich Eng will be bypassing today's show, but I want to congratulate Jerry on a nice pick that he gave us on Sunday. We'll get to that in just a moment. But for the most part, the country is just going to be going through winter weather. It's really that simple. Now, right now here in Las Vegas, 29 degrees. We're going to get up. Our highs throughout the week will be in the high 40s and low 50s, right in the 40s and 50s range. That's going to be the way it is. And overnight, it'll be below freezing in a lot of areas here in Las Vegas. So if you're planning on coming out, which a lot of people do, especially for maybe a weekend of a little racing and a little wild card football, etc., just make sure you bring a coat, not just a jacket, but a coat because it's cold out there. But it's always fast, firm, and perfect in our race books, and of course, right here at the South Point Race Book as well. And of course, we have that big wild card weekend coming up with all the NFL games to start off the playoff season on the way to the Super Bowl, which will be right here in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium where our Las Vegas Raiders play. However, unfortunately, if the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl this year, they're going to have to get a ticket and sit in the stands. But nevertheless, we always root for our Raiders, and we'll, as most of other people who fans of teams that are not in the playoffs, didn't make the cut, wait till next year. Congratulations to Michigan, the Wolverines, for winning the college football championship over the Washington team on Monday night. And now we're going to get into a lot of the college basketball, the professional basketball as well, etc. And there's a couple of really nice shows on this area that you got to be, if you're here at South Point Studio at YouTube, you really got to take a listen and watch the two shows that are with us. Of course, Punchlines with Frank Board, and of course, Sports by the Book, who is, I understand they just told me they're expanding their coverage at 7 days a week because there's a lot of action going on. And of course, we're here Wednesday through Sunday. Now our regular schedule is Wednesday through Sunday after the big holiday. Well, we do have a list of the Eclipse finalists. They rounded it down to 3 in each category. So the Eclipse finalists, we might have a chance to give you a thought or two about that, that's for sure. But of course, we had talked about a little on Sunday about that horrible situation that players were in on Saturday in the Coast to Coast Pick 5 that encompassed races from Santa Anita and from Gulfstream Park. And we're going to get into that a little bit more today because I think that the players were really, they weren't accommodated right as far as the betting pools were concerned, as far as the opportunity to make a change in the Coast to Coast Pick 5 because of the limitations that the computer systems have. And maybe it's time to really check the computer systems. If you're going to offer bets like that, you got to have a computer system to accommodate when things happen. And that is the crux of the soapbox that Mr. Hardoon will be on today. And of course, John Lindell will be with us a little bit later on. It was great to have him in studio for the good part of last week, of course, over the weekend. John is, of course, back in Southern California. He'll let us know what's going on there as far as looks like the weather in Southern California might be okay this weekend, but every place else in the country is really going to get slammed. As far as Sunday was concerned, talking about slammed in the weather, Oak Lawn Park attempted to have a racing program on Sunday. They ran the first race there, and then when the jockeys came back, they had a meeting with the track officials, etc. And even though people were at the track, those who chose to weather the weather and get to the racetrack, It was just the racing conditions was just too unsafe to race anymore because of the snow, the ice, the cold, and all that. So they canceled the races at Oaklawn Park after the first race at Oaklawn on Sunday. Aqueduct, snow flurries throughout the day, but they got the racing in at Aqueduct. We want to thank Jerry Jackowitz a lot for his selection on Sunday at Aqueduct. His feature play won. That feature play horse paid $16 to win. So his feature play horse won. One of the link-ups ran second, and the $1 exacta with his feature play winning and a link-up running second paid $135. $135 for a buck out of Jerry's pick at Aqueduct on Sunday. No stakes race at Aqueduct on Sunday. All right, and then we get to Gulfstream Park, where the Glitter Woman Stakes was the feature race on Sunday. That winner there was Into Champagne with Julien Le Peru aboard. Paid $3.40 as the favorite, trained by Ian Wilkes. Jonathan Hardoon's play at Gulfstream Park just got nabbed at the end and finished second there by the favorite. And then at Sunland Park, we were talking about Sunland Park with all the quarter horse racing there on Sunday. Well, Sunday they had the $350,000 championship at Sunland, a 440-yard Grade 1 race for quarter horses for 3-year-olds and up. And in the field of 6, the winner and the second-place finishers in the recent Los Alamitos Champion of Champions Stakes made their way to Sunland Park for this championship. And lo and behold, same thing happened. The winner, Flashback, who won the Champion of Champions, won the Sunland Champion Stakes, paid $540 with Francisco Calderon aboard. Finishing second was Impressium. Impressium also finished second in the Champion of Champions, Los Al. So it was a repeat of the Los Al in the Champions Stakes at Sunland. Finishing third in that big race at Sunland was R.C. Corona King. And, of course, winning trainer M. Heath Taylor, winner of Flashback, who kind of flashed back to his victory at Los Alamitos at Sunland Park on Sunday. So that's just a little wrap-up of what happened on Sunday, but we've got a lot to go today. So without any further ado, we'll get right to the race. We'll go to our first break, and we'll come back. We'll get the racing menu, and then look ahead to see what's happening this weekend around the country. As far as racing around the country, well, they got the Cal Cup going on at Santa Anita on Saturday, and a few stakes races around the country as well, weather permitting, of course. And looking ahead to the end of the month on the 27th, the Pegasus World Cup and the Pegasus World Cup Day. So don't go away. We're just getting started on this Wednesday show. South Point Studio at YouTube. Subscribe. We'll be right back.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the race book? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the Sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. I want to remind everybody again that we have a lot of weather conditions going on around the country today. So as we get to the racing menu, I want to remind you that these are the tracks available right now. We just checked, and there are no cancellations posted for any of the races today at around the country. So therefore, we will start your racing menu for today. Reminding you that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here in Las Vegas, these will be the first post times that roll out in our race books today. Right there, the South Point race book and race books anywhere else here in Las Vegas. These first post times are Pacific. Now, if you're listening to us on the many different platforms that we reeled off at the top of the show and you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it. I don't want you to miss anything, an opportunity to make any money. Don't want you to miss it like I miss Mom and Dad. First post times are Pacific. All right, we got 7 tracks on our menu today. We start off with Parks Racing. Parks Racing Pick 5 Jackpot Carryover is $92,159. $92,159 in the Parks Racing Pick 5 Jackpot Carryover. First post time is 9:05 at Parks. Next comes Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has their Rainbow Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, a good one too, $177,544. First post time is 9:10 today at Gulfstream Park. Then we go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they're off the turf today. No turf racing at Tampa Bay. First post time is at 9:30 at Tampa Bay. They have a Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, $11,687 at Tampa Bay. And they also have a Super High 5, a regular Super High 5 carryover of $2,555. And their first post time at Tampa Bay today, 9:30 off the turf. Next comes Mahoning Valley Racecourse. Now, Mahoning Valley Racecourse has a first post time of 9:45. That's in the part of the country, though, that they're getting a lot of snow going through there, so we'll wait and see if Mahoning Valley will run today. First post time, 9:45. Then we go to Penn National. Penn National's first post time today is 3 p.m. 3 p.m. at Penn National today. And, of course, they're in Pennsylvania, and that snowstorm might have went through there as well, so we'll wait and see. We go next to Turfway Park. Now, that's in Cincinnati, right out of Cincinnati. It's actually in Florence, Kentucky. But Turfway Park has a Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, $4,241 in their Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover today at Turfway Park. They got a regular Super High 5 carryover of $9,383. Their first post time is 2:55, so they're 5 minutes before Penn National. Penn National is at 3 o'clock. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown races, Pick 6 Jackpot Carryover, $5,584, and a first post time at Charlestown at 4 p.m. Now, most of these tracks are in and around the East Coast, so you'll have to wait and see if they're actually going today. And that's your menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook, simulcast centers, etc. Real quick, just wrapping up Sunday at Santa Anita. We forgot to do that. Sunday at Santa Anita, Phil D'Amato had 3 wins on the card. His third and final win came in the last race, giving Flavien Prat his third win of the day. And in the featured Santa Ynez Stakes for 3-year-old fillies at 7 furlongs, Copion was an easy winner. I mean, this was an afternoon gallop for this one. Flavien Prat was aboard the Dick Mandela trainee. She'd paid a predictable $2.40 to win, but this looked like money in the bank, cattle on the ranch, that's for sure. The Santa Ynez winner, Copion. About a zip code behind him was Don't Bring Crazy, finishing second, and Tambo was third in that feature on Sunday at Santa Anita. All right, time to bring in Jonathan Hardon. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Well, I know what we're going to get to. On Sunday, I mismarked my program after I watched the race, but on Sunday, the Limehouse Stakes was, I guess, the final race in the Coast to Coast Pick 5. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Okay. Original field of 7, but there was a late scratch earlier in the card. I think there was a late scratch in Curlin Thunder, wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, but the two horses that were of concern were they had posts 1 and 2. The 2-horse, Valiant Force, at the time of the scratch in the starting gate, was between 1-5 and 2-5 odds. Now, when you have a scratch of Curlin Thunder, all of those tickets on Curlin Thunder automatically went to the favorite, which at the time was Valiant Force.
The bottom horse. Correct.
Yeah.
He was a 7 horse that was a favorite.
That's
Wasn't it?
Stellar Mischief. No, Valiant Force was 1-5. That was the horse, number
right.
2. Yeah. All right. So that horse got scratched. So now all of the people that had Curl and Thunder and now him were going to whoever the betting favorite was in the race. In addition to that, the one horse, Surf Flash, was also scratched. So now you have 3 horses with 3 combinations, and a lot of them on the prohibitive favorite at 1-5 going to whoever became the favorite out of the 3 horses that were left in the race.
I think there were 4 left, but correct. Go ahead.
Let me see. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes, you're correct. There were 4 left in the race of the 7. So the winner paid $560. Most people would consider $560 as the favorite, but that horse wasn't the favorite. There was another horse in the race that was a lower price. Therefore, all the money on the prohibitive 1-5 shot, all the money on the 2 other horses that would have went to the 1-5 shot, went to another horse that was favorite, that didn't win, ran off the board, and created a carryover in the coast-to-coast pick 5. I will let you take it from here.
No, well, I mean, everyone saw what I saw. Unfortunately, it's old news already because it was Saturday and they ran on Sunday, but it's a terrible thing, Ralph. You know, it was left with a field of 4. Not only that, in this day and age with computer-assisted wagering, you don't know who's going to be the favorite to the middle of the stretch. So you don't even know who you're rooting for, to be honest with you. The 7 ended up going off the favorite and paying $5, but it was more like a $20 horse than a $5 horse because, like you said, whoever had any of the 3 scratches got pushed to a different horse. It's time for them to step up and to give people the option to have an alternate when betting these races. It happened a few years ago in the Breeders' Cup, and it was a whole big deal, and everyone made a big stink about it. But 3 weeks later, you forget about it, and then it doesn't come up again until what happened on Saturday happens. So unless they're going to fix this, they're going to forget about it, and it's not going to come up again until it happens again, and it will happen again, and it really pisses people off. You're stuck with the horse that you don't even want, and again, like I said, you're watching a race, and you're not even sure who you're going to have because you had an 8-5 and a 6-5. So with the CAW wagering, they could come in and they could flip favorites, without even batting an eye. It's a bad situation. It's time for them to fix it and time to step up. Not only that, it resulted in a $180,000 carryover. So on Sunday, by the way, they put over $1 million or close to $1 million in the pool. It paid a lot considering the prices. You had 2 7-horse fields and a 6-horse field, including in that sequence was 2 prohibitive favorites, and it paid $466. It was a pretty good payoff, but that's another mistake they made. When they have these cross-country races, don't use fields with 6 and 7 horses in it. Find the biggest fields and make those the races. This way the pots will build, the payoffs will be huge, and that's what they want to attract business. But whoever's doing this doesn't have a clue.
You're talking about the people who pick the races.
Right. Yeah. Lay the races. You can lay the races out any way you want. You don't have to have, why not take the fields with the biggest field size and put those races in this bet? It would only help it.
I would concur on everything you said. And I believe that in my opinion, that right now, because the antiquated computer system they have and tabulating all these bets now with simulcasting and nationwide and now, worldwide pools, they got to get a computer system that at least is somewhat close to the ones that they use on Wall Street for all the stock, purchases and stock exchanges, et cetera.
This isn't a small industry. This isn't a small business. You're talking about multi-million-dollar business. Fix it. Bring it up to date. Give people a fair shot.
Yeah, they need to equal what the stock transactions are to make it happen. Otherwise, the only other thing to do for the safety and integrity of the horse player and the customer is not offer the bet. I mean, if they can't, offer the bet with all of these fail-safe things in it, that's going to happen because this is horse racing and these are animals we're talking about, that things happen, weather conditions happen, etc., that in order to make the bet work fairly under any circumstance and many different scenarios, two of which you just pointed out with the Breeders' Cup debacle at Del Mar a couple of years ago, and now this thing happening, if you can't have enough of a computer system to handle and adapt to the situation to make it fair for the player, which would be, I guess, Jonathan, in your eyes and most eyes, an alternate bet, correct?
That's the only way. And if a betting platform doesn't want to offer it, well, then don't let them offer the bet, like you said.
Yeah.
Until you fix the problem, stay on the sidelines. Watch how quick they'll fix the problem.
However,
they're going to lose money. They're going to figure out a way to fix the problem very quickly.
Yeah. However, there's one dimension in this particular situation that wouldn't have solved, because there were two late scratches at the time, and one of those two was the prohibitive favorite. If you had an alternate from that prohibitive favorite, and it may have been to the one or the other one that was scratched earlier, and those were scratched, then that forces you into the betting favorite. But at least you'll have one option to make that happen.
And at least it's your choice to pick the other horse. You're not relying on the public and who everyone's betting to make your choice for you.
Yeah.
You get to make the choice.
But,
so that's the difference.
Well, yeah,
Even if they scratch your alternate, let's say your alternate was the one and he ends up being scratched.
Sure.
Well, there's nothing you could do about that.
Right.
Fine. But at least give somebody an opportunity, at least one time around.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And I concur with you. And I'm John Lindo, who I'm sure is listening right now, will probably concur with you as well, that they have to do something. And the fix really is to get an updated computer system. It's really that simple. That's the fix.
Absolutely. Now can we go to Sunday's DQ in the last race at Santa Anita?
Yeah, I was going to get to that because, Sunday I thought, okay, we got preparing for the show on today. I said, well, okay, the soapbox is going to be about the coast-to-coast Pick 5. And then they threw a monkey wrench into it because Sunday night, the last race at Santa Anita, there was a disqualification after Jonathan's horse won the race. And you can go ahead and talk about that, Jonathan.
I mean, first of all, they took a 3-1 winner away from the listeners, so that's not right, and I'm sure that should piss people off. But not because we were involved, Ralph, but it was just a horrible call. It was really, really a horrible call. Not only that, they should really change the rules. I thought about this for 2 days, back and forth. How could they fix it? The stewards are screwing everything up. A couple of weeks ago in New York, they took a horse down that shouldn't have been taken down. Well, I have a little bit of something that could help. It's just an idea. I thought I'd throw it by you and get your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, it was a majority rule. In New York, I think it was a majority rule, but I'm not sure. But I feel that in cases where it's just a majority rule and not a unanimous decision, they should never take the horse down. Fine the jockey, but leave the horse up. Because once it's not a unanimous decision, well, that means that somebody has a different opinion, and there are going to be plenty of people out there that may have the same opinion as the guy that voted to leave the horse up. So unless it's and even when it's a unanimous decision, you're still going to get people that are going to disagree and everything else. But at least the judges, if one of the 3 judges saying, I don't know, I don't think he should come down, well, guess what? That means a lot of other people out there feel the same way. So to fix this problem, unless it's a unanimous decision, the horse stays, find the jock, give him days if you think he did something so terrible. I think that's a good idea. What say you, Ralph?
I think in lieu of a better idea, I think that is a good idea. There's no question about that. Now, there's usually the border stewards at any racetrack are 3 people, three judges. And unanimous is all 3 of them. Majority is just 2 out of 3.
3 people say, yeah, right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think there's a lot of times when you could fine the jockey for the infraction, but it wasn't bad enough to take.
Don't penalize the players. It wasn't
or the owners.
Right, and it wasn't bad enough that it was a unanimous decision. If it was a unanimous decision, fine, we got to accept it and move on. But once you have one of the 3 guys seeing it like other people see it, means that it's not 100% foolproof. That's all I'm saying.
It's almost like in the NFL when they make a call and then somebody throws a flag and says they're going to review the call, and they have the videotape, and it's got to be conclusive to change the original call on the the first call on the field. That maybe this would work. It would be a lot better, I think, for the integrity of the sport.
A lot of controversy out. It would take a lot of controversy out by doing it. I think that's a good idea. I really do.
And by the way, Jonathan, this inquiry, disqualification, where there were 3 horses coming down the stretch and they were bumping back and forth.
We should have showed it on the show today.
Yeah,
because now we have the ability to do. We should have done it and shown what they were looking at.
Yeah.
There's no question the winner came. He came out an inch, and then he Dettori right away
corrected it. Yeah.
Right away. And the 3 bullied his way out. Not only do they take the 2 down and make him second, but they make him third. Because the 3 went into the 6, but I don't think it was the 2 going into the 3 that went into the 6. I think the 3 bullied his way out, as obviously one of the other stewards did, because he's agreeing with us. He didn't vote for a takedown. So find the guy, give him 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is. Protect the owners, protect the players, because if you keep pissing people off, you're only going to chase them away.
And this was a pivotal race too, because it was the last race of the day, meaning it was the final race in the late pick 4, late pick 5, late the pick 6, and of course the late pick 3 and the late double. All of those pools were tied to that race.
Yes, but you're saying it's pivotal, but guess what? Every single race is pivotal when people are putting up their money. To them, that race is the most important race of the day, and they're right. It is to them.
Yeah, I agree. It's all races are important. This happened to be pivotal.
Of course, it just turned out you're saying pivotal because it just completed everything.
Yeah.
Everything connected to that race. But every race along the way is just as pivotal to anyone that's playing.
Yeah. Well, you're all set and ready to go, buddy. So by the way, that was your pick on the show. So a lot of people also played it, and I'll bet you they concur with you today too, like
I'm
me.
Sure they do.
So anyhow, that happened on Sunday, folks, and the other one happened on Saturday. He had 2 days to simmer and boil, and now it's all out, and we move on, right?
What can we do? We turn the page. We're playing, Ralph. We just take the abuse and keep moving forward. It's terrible.
It was a great tweet that you told me, that you had suggested, boy, this is getting ridiculous and all that. And I tweeted you back. I said, yeah, but we'll be playing on Wednesday.
Next to me, yeah.
And that's just the way it's going to be. But there's some things as far as that other thing though, computers. You got to have. And by the way, I like the idea. If it's not unanimous, majority.
I think it's a good idea I came up with.
Yeah.
If once in a while I have a good idea, and it makes sense. It really makes sense.
Majority means you're going to find the culprit. Unanimous means you're going to take the horse down.
Yeah.
And by the way, that'll be simple for people to follow too, by the way.
Easy as could be.
All right. Anyhow, what do we got?
And you'll prevent 1/3 of the people from being mad.
That's correct.
All.
That's correct. We're going to just kind of vary from what we normally do here. Usually I get a pick from you, and then we go to a break, and then we come back with Rich Yang. But Richie's not going to be with us today, and John's going to come back in about 5-10 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the second break that we normally have, that was usually Richie's break. I'm going to hold you over, and when we get back, we'll get your selections for today. You got a couple for us?
I have one for Tampa and one for Gulf.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there you have it. There's a tease for you, folks.
There you go.
Hopefully, oh, my goodness, hopefully that these horses win races without any disqualifications or late scratches. Okay, folks? We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Born from the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is committed to helping our nation's heroes and their families in their darkest hours. When a first responder or veteran doesn't return home and leaves behind a young family, Tunnel to Towers supports them. The foundation pays off their mortgages and lifts their financial burdens through their Gold Star Family Home Program and Fallen First Responder Home Program. Through their Smart Home Program, catastrophically injured veterans and first responders regain their independence with a mortgage-free home, specially adapted to meet meet their unique physical needs. Tunnel to Towers also provides housing assistance and services to our nation's homeless veterans through their Homeless Veteran Program. They are helping more than 2,000 in 2023 because no veteran should be living on the streets of the country they signed up to protect. Join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices made by our nation's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Want to bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the Racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our Racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Wednesday show, and Jonathan Tardoon is going to be with us for another segment here, or short segment anyhow. Jonathan, they did announce the Eclipse Awards, the finalists for the Eclipse Awards, and real quick, I'll go down the list real quick for you, and then we'll get your thought or two. 2-year-old male, Fierceless, Locked, and Moth. 2-year-old filly, Candid, Hard to Justify, and Just FYI. You stop me when you think, what? 3-year-old male, Archangelo, August, Rodin, and Mage. Then we have 3-year-old filly, Maj, Pretty Mischievous, and Randomized. Dirt male, Cody's Wish, Elite Power, White Abario. Dirt female, Clariere, Goodnight Olive, Idiomatic. Male sprinter, Cody's Wish, Elite Power, Gunite. Female sprinter, Echo Zulu, Goodnight Olive, Maple Leaf Mel. Male turf, August Rodin, Master of the Season, Up to the Mark. Female turf horse in Italian, In Spiral, and Marge. Again, steeplechase horse, Awaken, Merrymaker, and Snap Decision. The owner, Godolphin, Judd Mott Klarovich Stables. Breeder, Calumet Farm, Godolphin, Stoner Street Thoroughbred Holdings. The trainer, the three in the trainers are Chad Brown, Brad Cox, and Bill Mott. Jockeys, Tyler Gaffleone, Ired Ortiz Jr., Flavin Pratt. And,
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Go ahead there.
Castellano belongs on that list. I'm sorry, of jockeys. He really does. He won 2 of the 3 Triple Crown races. He won the Travers. So how do you not make that list? You know, he had an unbelievable 3 months. That people's years. He belongs on that list. Everything else I could deal with. But
okay.
Javier Castellano belongs on that list.
Let me ask you, of the 3 again, Tyler Gaffleone, Ired Ortiz Jr., Flavian Pratt, who would you knock off and put Javier in?
It doesn't. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe Flavian Pratt. To be honest with you, you can't take Irod off because he won $39 million or whatever in 15 Grade 1.
Sure.
And you got to take off one of the other 2. You just do.
Okay, and as far as apprentice jockey, Axel Concepcion, Jamie Torres, and Sophia Vives. Those were the finalists for the Eclipse Awards. And I know that John Lendo is probably listening in now, so he'll give us his opinion in just a moment. We will now get to your selections for today.
All right, we're going to go to Gulfstream first, I guess, and look at the 9th and final, which is on synthetic, 5.5 furlongs on Tapeta. And I like the number 7 horse in here, One Smokin' Rita. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Ralph Nix barn. Ralph, get a load of this. This trainer, 6 for 9 at the meet. 6 for 9.
Yeah, I know.
And he's done exceptionally well with layoff horses. You're getting 5-1 on the morning line, full field of 8. I like number 7, One Smokin' Rita, to win today's 9th and final at Gulfstream Park.
All right, one Smokin' Rita, 5-1 on the morning line in that race. And then we'll go to Tampa Bay Downs, which, as you said earlier, or as you told me at least earlier, off the turf.
Yeah, we're going to look at the 9th and final today, Ralph. 7 furlongs on the main track, and I like the number 10 horse in here, Angela's Party Girl. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Derek Ryan barn. Last time out, she ran on the turf at Tampa, switches back to the main track, draws a good outside box going 7 furlongs. Her previous 2 dirt races, either one good enough to get the job done here. She's listed at 10-1 on the morning line. If the track comes up wet, she loves water. Number 10, Angela's Party Girl, upsets and wins today's 9th and final out of Tampa Bay Downs and sends you home a winner.
Now, the track will be off today at Tampa Bay, right?
Well, it rained all day. Yeah, that track dries out pretty well, and they take them off the grass right away as soon as there's any moisture. It comes off. I don't know how fast it dries out, but I'm sure there's some moisture left in it.
Yeah, and to protect the grass course there, and that grass course is beautiful there at Tampa Bay. It really is.
And by the way, what they do is a terrific thing. They let you know the day before that they're coming off the races, not like 10 minutes before the race. So that's a good thing if you're handicapping. You want that heads up.
Sure, absolutely.
And by the way, what happened at Sunday at Oaklawn, they delayed the first race like 45 minutes or whatever. Try to run it, and there was a sinkhole or something. They said that there was a part of the track that wasn't safe. They tried to do work on it. They held everyone there another 45 minutes, and then they sent you home.
Yeah. Well, Oaklawn Park, they sent you into the casino there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go play and some other simulcast track.
Fresh money. You got them captive. Bad weather, and they're already parked there. I think they went into the casino. But in any case, it became dangerous for them. That's for sure. They'll get it squared away though. That's okay. 10-1 on the morning line. You got a 7-pound bug boy on the horse too. So we're looking for this horse to go right to the lead, aren't we?
Yeah.
Send that.
Be well.
Send the bug. The old days. Send that bug boy on the lead and let him go. That's for sure.
It.
All right.
If you can.
Angela's Party Girl. Let's hope she can give us a little bit of a party tonight. That's for sure. All right, Jonathan, I want to thank you so much for your soapbox, your opinions, your solutions for those in the soapbox, and a couple of winners.
It's easy to complain, Ralph. Once in a while, you have to come up with an idea.
Yeah, sure.
It's easy to always complain. So.
No question about that. That's for sure. And thanks, of course, for the 2 winners we're going to get out of Florida today. All right, you got it, my
Thanks,
man.
Ralph. See you tomorrow. Stay safe and be well.
All right,
Thank you.
Really quick, tell them about where they get the full selections for Tampa and Gulf.
JONHARDOON.com.
Tampa and Gulfstream today. Okay, thanks a lot, Jonathan. We're going to go to our final break, and when we come back, John Lindo is standing by, and I know he's heard a few things on the show so far, so we'll wait and see his comments. Don't go away. We'll be right back. South Point Studio at YouTube. Subscribe. Bada bing. We'll be right back.
Bet your favorite horse but can't make it to the racebook? South Point Casino's Racebook has the answer. Come in and sign up for the Nevada Racebook mobile app. For just a $50 minimum deposit, you'll have the racebook right at your fingertips, no matter where you are in Nevada. It's convenient, fun, and easy to use. When you do have time to visit, South Point Casino is the perfect place to be. Our racebook is completely separate from the sportsbook and totally dedicated to the horse player. With 52 overhead TVs, free Wi-Fi, and cocktail service. Bring your tablet or smartphone and plug into the USB ports to look up your favorite handicapping website without draining your battery. Want to wager from your seat? No problem with our IPTs. Just sign up, make a deposit, and you're off to the races. Plus, you'll earn points for dining, hotel, movies, entertainment, and the spa just by using the club card when wagering. Whether you want to come in or play from the comfort of your home, South Point Casino's Racebook has you covered.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
Alrighty, back on Race Day Las Vegas for this Wednesday, wrapping up this show as we ramp up to the weekend. Coming up on Saturday, Cal Cup Day, Cal Cup races at Santa Anita, 5 of them. Tampa Bay will have 3 nice stakes races. Aqueduct, Gulfstream, and Turfway Park will all have a stakes race on the card. And on Sunday, Aqueduct, Gulfstream, and Santa Anita will also have a stakes race on board. The Pegasus World Cup is coming up on the 27th of January. 7 Pegasus World Cup stakes races on that day, 2 Grade 1s, 2 Grade 2s, and 3 Grade 3s. And a horse that from Southern California they thought might make it, Substanzador, is going to pass up the Pegasus World Cup and go for the San Pasqual there at Santa Anita. Fairgrounds is raising their purses there across the board, 10% on their meet there. And unfortunately, you know, when you talk about accidents happening on the racetrack, they can also happen in the morning. We understand that 2 horses were killed in a collision on the track at Belmont Park in the morning hours when they were working out. Had a collision there. So just to let you know that this is the risk that these jockeys, exercise boys, grooms, and hot walkers take every time they are around a horse are pretty obvious, that's for sure. All right, let's bring in John Lindo. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Doing fine. You were here last weekend. Now, you better have wrapped your pipes at your house because it's below freezing here overnight now.
Oh, we're good as far as I know. So
Okay.
We'll keep our fingers crossed, and I'll get a call if there's a problem. But,
I know.
Yeah, it's a little chilly over there, but it was great. It was great to see you guys and spend the weekend with you and play some races at the South Point together.
Yeah, no question about that. It was a lot of fun over the weekend, and we will do that again, that's for sure. We went over the coast-to-coast debacle and the Eclipse finalist, and I know you were listening, so any thoughts about either one of those?
I agree with Jonathan as far as the Eclipse goes. Javier Castellano should be a finalist for the Eclipse jockey. I don't think he would win it based on the year Irad Ortiz had, but the way he revitalized his career and he won major races like the Travers and the Derby, and he really, really had a terrific year with what he had. So I thought he should have made the list there. And as far as all the other stuff that goes on. This is racing. This is what we deal with on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's absolutely for sure. But I think the consensus really is if you're going to offer bets like the more complex bets now that they're offering in these pools, that they got to get a computer system that can handle most of the variations.
I think the computer system's okay. They need new software. And that in this day and age shouldn't be that difficult. It might be a little time consuming, but like we talked about with the Modern Games fiasco at Del Mar a couple of years ago, they've had like 2 years to work on this stuff. They can rewrite anything in the world in 2 years. So it shouldn't have been too hard to add an alternate selection available in the pick 4s and pick 5s. But as horse players, Ralph, we know what the rules are going in, so we have to accept them and play, or the only other thing we can do is decide not to play based on the rules if we don't like them.
I agree with that, too. That's for sure. John, when you talk about the software, et cetera, maybe we just ought to turn it all into artificial intelligence because they can get it done overnight.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, right. In any case, coming up this weekend, some California-bred stakes races, huh?
Yeah, it's Cal Cup Day on Saturday at Santa Anita. I think around the country there's only one graded stakes, so a lot of regional type of races. And it's always interesting. My favorite horse on the track at Southern California, the Chosen Vron, will run in the Cal Cup Sprint. We've got the Cal Cup Derby, the Cal Cup Oaks. And I think the Sunshine Millions filly and mare Turf Sprint should come up as a good race. And then we have the Unusual Heat Turf Classic going a route of ground on the grass course. So 5 races there. I want to see how the field sizes shape out. And we'll look to see today, after entries are drawn, what the coast-to-coast pick 5 looks like on Saturday between Gulfstream and Santa Anita.
We got to talk about the weather. We know that the weather could be a bigger factor in Florida than it might be in Southern California. But what are the predictions for this weekend in SoCal?
It's going to be cold here, probably low 60s all week at Santa Anita. Not expecting any rain. Main track has been open for training on a regular basis. We saw a lot of wind on Sunday, and I thought that kind of turned the final times in those dirt races a little bit slow. It's kind of a strange day, a little bit of a cuppy track, I think, with all those winds. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see. I've got a mark on that race day, the date, January 7th. Be careful with those past performances as we go back and look at them and races that are coming up.
John, the turf course looks like to be in good shape.
It's been really good. I think those intermittent breaks with a couple of rain showers we had the last couple of weeks, and it is going to keep it fresh. It's a long meet, 6 months, and so they've got to be careful not to overdo it. But so far, I think it's held up pretty well.
Our friends over at horseracenation.com, I think, is one of the greatest websites out there. Really do a lot of great things and break down a lot of good things, that's for sure. They posted the top 50 runners so far, the top 50 of 3-year-olds going for the Kentucky Derby. And when you shook it all out of the top 50, just 4 trainers had 26 of the top 50 in there. You had Steve Asmussen with 7 horses on the list. Bob Baffert had 7 horses. Todd Pletcher has 6, and Brad Cox has 6. So these guys are surrounding the Derby again, except for the Baffert horses, where if all 7 of them get to the Kentucky Derby, they're going to have 7 different trainers, I guess.
Right. It looks like, it's becoming even more and more dominant between, like, to say, the top 3 guys, which would be Pletcher, Cox, and, the normal shooters. But even that the Bob Baffert horses are good enough, they're not going to run for Bob Baffert at Churchill Downs. So, and that's unfortunate. You like to see some of the different guys come in and have a horse of that quality. But you go to those yearling sales and those big groups of people with unlimited funds that are partnering together, they're lining up and using the same trainers. So it really consolidates where those good horses go to.
That new genre of putting a lot of people together, like the My Racehorse people, boy, did they get lucky when they started out. They had a Derby winner right away, and now, boy, these people got the taste of that, and it really set that particular company really into orbit as far as participation. But there's been some other companies that are doing the same thing, right?
Oh, yeah. West Point has been doing it for a long time, and you have a lot of the horse race syndicate groups. But to counter that, they were doing that to be able to compete with the Spendthrift Farms of the world and Klarovich as an individual owner. But now you've got the Matacat Stables and Eclipse Thoroughbreds. These guys are all now partnering, including West Point. And they're moving the bar even higher at the yearling sales to make it even tougher for the smaller guy trying to put a group together to compete and buy horses. So it really has kind of become the sport of kings, where it's hard to get a good one because the guys who could afford to buy them by themselves, they're all partnering together and moving it even higher to make sure the other guys can't get them.
Yeah, no question about that. It really is becoming a sport of kings, that's for sure. And to the point where you get a great horse that does great things as a 3-year-old, and now he's the star of thoroughbred racing. He's the face, the star of it. People wait in anticipation to see him run the next year and the next year, and their breeding rights become so valuable that even the insurance that you take on a horse to run it in $1 million, $2 million, $3 million race isn't enough to cover it anymore. So you just price him right out, and he's already in the breeding shed by the time he's 4.
Yeah, you really do. If you have a horse like a Flightline who is worth $100 million, if you want to run him the next year and you have to buy an insurance policy, you're going to spend more on that insurance policy than you can earn unless you win every race, including the Saudi Cup and the Dubai World Cup, to pay that in just the insurance bill.
There's no question about that. So you kind of, it's kind of the pricing is kind of getting ridiculous. We got to get it back to somewhat normal, but then again, that is the way of the world, and that's the way it's going. But while they're on the racetrack, we can enjoy them, that's for sure. And of course, we're getting close to the Derby, and we have a lot of plans for leading up to the Derby, including the seminar here at the South Point that'll be the Friday night before the Kentucky Derby as well. So everybody, you can start making plans right now, because it's the first Saturday in May, and we're already halfway through, or pretty much halfway through, the first month of this year. Make your plans to be here at the South Point for all of the Kentucky Derby activity, from the day of racing itself in the big ballroom to the seminar the night before, and some special shows that we'll probably have right here on the South Point studio feed as well. So a lot of good stuff happening. And John, we will start moving the wheels forward to this weekend, all that great play in NFL. It's the big wild card weekend, so that'll be fun as well. And another week from Las Vegas, Nevada. We love it, that's for sure. And you will be back, of course, tomorrow. And real quick, your sheet.
I'll have Gulfstream Park tomorrow, and then we go through Santa Anita through Monday, which is a holiday racing. So we'll go through Friday through Monday, Santa Anita.
All right, you got it. Hey, Jerry's not here. You get the call.
Have a great race day, everybody.